Now we're down to Jesus' seventh last word, his seventh last saying, and we'll be reading Luke 23, verses 44 to 46. It is written here, "By this time it was about noon, and darkness fell across the whole land until 3 o'clock. The light from the sun was gone, and suddenly the curtain in the sanctuary of the temple was torn down the middle. Father, I entrust my spirit into your hands." And with those words, he breathed his last. And with those words, he breathed his last. Now, is it easy for us to commit even into the edge of our life? Is at the end of the day, madali pa rin bang mag-commit kahit ikaw ay nasa last page muna? At the end of the day, you will be asking yourself, if you're done reading a book, you will ask yourself, what's next? What will be next? It's normal for people to ask what's next. Okay, it's normal for young people to ask, ano ang susunod? What will be the next for my life? It's normal for every person to ask, what will be the next thing that I should do? Am I done? Is it this? Ito na ba yun lahat? Is this everything that I've been working on? This everything that I've been praying for? This everything that I have been poured out my strength to it? Ito na ba yun lahat? Ito na ba lahat ng yun? Ito na ba ang lahat ng yun? Pero you know what? If you have come to the last page of your book, let me tell you this. God is not yet done. God is not yet done. Like what had Jesus showed on his last saying on the cross. Imagine, Jesus is hanging on the cross, thinking of you, thinking of me, thinking of the whole world as he absorbed the sin of the humanity, him being the lamb to be sacrificed for the whole world. Imagine, he was still able, he was still willing, he is still passionate to say yes kay Lord. And even at the last breath that he showed his love and relationship to the Father. Napakagaling ni Lord. He has always been the greatest example of all times. Okay, if Jesus will have the movie, he will be the greatest example of all times. He have set the standards. He have set the standards of obeying God. Jesus have set the standards of pursuing God. Jesus have set the standards of saying yes to God. Why? Because when he was on his last breath, the intimacy was there, the reverence was there, and the relationship to the Father was there. And when he was still here on earth, nung panahon nasa cross pa siya, nung malapit na siyang maubusan na, nga to the moments na he was about to have his last breath, the obedience to pursue even until the last of his breath, the passion even until the last of his heartbeat, and the willingness even until the last of his strength, Jesus showed it all. Jesus showed it all. And with his last breath indicates what? It indicates what? It indicates open doors. Saan po yun na-indicate? It indicates open doors. Why? Because when through his last breath, it tore the veil down the middle. As the veil in the sanctuary was torn down the middle, it is a sign. Okay, even if it is Jesus' last breath, it is God's way to breathe a new life here on earth. It is God's way to breathe a new beginning here on earth. How great it is to just say yes until the end to our great God. Jesus challenges us to not give up of the fight. For us to continue to carry our cross even to the ends of the earth. Whether there are some to see us or no, even there are a place to say no, even there are chances that will crush us down. With Jesus' last breath, God breathed a new life again to his people. Okay? A sign that every day we must born again. We must be born again. That through Jesus' last breath, when he said, Lord, I commend my spirit to you, God. I commend my spirit to you. It is a sign that every day we must be born again. Why? Because through it, the veil was torn down in the middle. Noon, no one can go through this relationship kay Abba. You must be really, 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 really holy for you to have this intimacy, for you to have this commitment kay Lord. But with God, with Jesus changing the game, Jesus turning the tables, Jesus have opened a door for you and for me to fully commit yourself to God. Because saying yes to God is not just a one-time commitment. Let me tell you this. Saying yes to God is not just a one-time commitment. It's a lifetime decision. Obeying God is not just when it feels right to obey God. Obeying God is not just okay kapag okay ka. Okay? Obey God when you're in the place of hurting. Obey God when you're in pain. Obey God when you are broken. Obey God whether what chapter you are in, whether what season you are in, whether kung ano man ang nararanasan mo. Let me tell you this, the moment that you obey God and the moment you fully commit yourself to the Lord, to the work of God, kay Jesus, the moment that you have fully commit yourself, I'll tell you this, the Lord is making a new way, new things sa buhay mo. And that is a sign that He is not yet done. He is not yet done to your life. The moment you say yes, it is a sign, it is a beginning that God is not yet done to your life. It shall always be a yes. It shall always be a yes. Let's all be reminded of this. It shall always be a yes to God's every petition to you. Because when Jesus is still on the cross, even to His last breath, He commend His spirit to God, thinking of you. It's so much love that a king would die for me and for you. So much love. Grabe, isang hari, ibibigay niya ang buhay niya para sa iyo, para sa akin. Jesus had done enough. Now remember this. Jesus had done enough in our life. Now it's time for you to say yes. And it's time for you to commit. Not just now, but until the last breath that you will have. Not even us, until our last breath, we must have this kind of prayer that we submit our spirit to God.